Let's dive in. To be competitive in today's hiring marketplace, the first thing that we must do is shift the way we think about employees. We can't just put up a vanilla job description and post it on Indeed and expect people to apply. That those days are over. That is not going to work right now. On a side note, I mean, that's how I used to hire. I would literally copy job descriptions of other people. I would just copy and paste, change my name and stuff, and post them up there. I mean, the one I used was a hospital job description. I didn't even really know the difference. But that's not going to work. There's way too much competition, and your ad is going to be lost. The other thing too is we can't just tell people how great we are. We can't just tell people, oh, we focus on quality care. We have to show them. In fact, there's a great saying is meet people where they are. And in order to meet your potential candidates, your prospects, your hiring prospects, you have to understand what they want. So you need to be asking yourself this question. Are you selling what employees want to buy? In other words, why should someone want to work for you? So questions to think about for sure. But before diving into people, why people should join your team, we need to first get them in the door. Right? When we talk about attract people, we're really talking about driving candidates into your web so they will send their resumes and be interested in the position. The first thing that I want to share with you is you need to expand your reach. As I mentioned before, posting an ad in Indeed and being upset that you didn't get any candidates, that's not going to be enough. We have to take our mindset and shift it to marketing. We all have to be marketers when it comes to hiring. You see, marketing is about awareness, right? The more you can be aware out in the community, the more people know of you, know what you're looking for, the more opportunities you're going to have. And we need to focus on acting as marketers to find good employees. And in addition to becoming more aware out there and expanding your reach is ramping up the efforts we do. Like I said, putting out an ad and that's all you do is not going to fly anymore. We must explore every opportunity. We must explore every channel. We must open every door and put massive amount of effort behind it. That is the key. So what are some things that you could do that maybe are not so common as simply putting an ad up on one of the job platforms? Well, one of the strategies that may not be as common is called the LinkedIn strategy. The LinkedIn strategy really is a great way to connect with therapists and really ask for their help. So a client of mine, Zach, actually used this strategy recently. He, like most people, is looking for therapists as he's growing. He has a great cash-based practice in Maryland, and he used this strategy. And he began reaching out to people and just connecting and networking. Remember, LinkedIn is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week networking site. And he just connected with his existing audience and also connected with new people. And then after he, created enough rapport with them, he just said, hey, I own a practice here in Maryland, and I was wondering if you could help me. And he just asked him, do you know of someone that might be interested in this position? And he was just clear on what the position was and the type of person he was looking for. And lo and behold, someone from Texas, remember he's in Maryland, someone from Texas actually reached out and is actually coming for an interview shortly. So this didn't cost him anything, and he did this in less than a week. Now, I'm not going to say those results are going to, happen for you, but what I will say that the more we can branch out into our network, the more we can build our network, the more of a chance you're going to generate interest in your positions. So that's the LinkedIn strategy. The next strategy is your staff. Your staff, especially if you have a decent sized staff, if you have lots of other therapists, tap into them. Remember, good people know good people. And if you have a good staff and they like you, they like what your company stands for, ask for their help. Ask them to reach out to their network, to their LinkedIn, to their Twitter or Instagram or whatever groups that they're in. Ask them for their help. And of course, give them an incentive. It's okay to incentivize them, $250, $500, $750, whatever you want to do. It's not really about the money. It's about just showing appreciation for getting the word out. And chances are when an employee actually invites another employee into a potential position, chances are that person's going to be good, because good people attract good people. So that's another way. A third way to really expand your reach is with your contacts, with your past patients or your list of people. If you've been around a while, then you probably have hundreds, if not thousands of people. Well, they all have networks. They all know people. You don't have to be a therapist to know other therapists. So put out to your email list, just put out who you're looking for. Again, you can put in a title line. I need a favor. I need your help. People will open it, and then you can put, hey, we're expanding our team, or we're looking for some good people to join. List what you're looking for, list who you're looking for, and you never know. I found a few people with this particular strategy, and many of my clients did the same thing. So using your past patients and their network. Another thing that you can do, there's a little bit more of an investment to this, a little bit more rigmarole to this, but it does work, is purchasing your state association list. I did this strategy actually 3 times, and it worked. I was desperate. We didn't, LinkedIn wasn't that really big then and all that. And I purchased the list. I think it was maybe $100. And they give you their addresses, but they don't give you email addresses. So you can't email them, but you can actually show up to their home, which I always find odd. But anyways, you send out a letter, and, you just say, hey, this is Jamey, and, this is where I am. This is who I am. And this is the kind of person we're looking for. And again, if you know of anybody, please send them here, and you can send a link with the more information or whatever you want them to do. But, nobody really gets mail anymore. So the chance that a letter coming from you, a fellow therapist in the state, there's a high probability they're going to open that up. And that will bode well for you. And then the last one is tapping into other networks. Other network could be the network of past candidates that you had that maybe just weren't, maybe not the right fit, but maybe they weren't as good of a fit as someone else you might have been hired, or past students you have, other owners in the community, your neighborhood network. I've hired people just within my neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood about 400 houses, and I reach out to people no matter what the job is, because you never know who they know, and people want to help. So those are some ideas that maybe you haven't thought of, but I can tell you what the end result is going to be. You have to provide more effort than you're doing, and more effort will equal more opportunities. So think of it like marketing, that you are marketing, and you are marketing to attract more candidates to you. So that's number one, expand your reach. Let's say you have some people that come into your web. Let's say you have some people that send the resume and they're interested. What's the second thing you can do? The second thing I call be on purpose. I was doing some research for this masterclass, and I came across a Forbes article, and they talked about what employees want. And one of the things that employees want is they want to work for a company, for a business that has purpose, right? Now, each one of you that are listening right now obviously have purpose. I mean, we are healers. We are health providers. We provide movement for people. We provide better quality of life. So we know that, but sometimes that message isn't conveyed properly. It isn't conveyed in our ads. It isn't conveyed in our interviews. So we want to make sure we are clear in our message. And the way to do that is ask yourself, why is the work you do important? Why is the work you do important? It's a very straightforward question, but I can tell you, it's not necessarily easy. It's not a quick answer question. It's a question that you really have to think about and take some time to just sit with. You know, Simon Sinek talks about vision, and vision's something else you want to, if you have one, revisit. He said, vision is a just cause. A good vision is inspiring. A good vision is like a North Star. It provides direction for the company. It allows your team, it allows candidates to know where your practice is heading, because no business is heading in the same direction. The direction is our choice. You get to choose where your business is headed. You get to choose how big or small your business is. You get to choose what it's about. People are connecting with you. That's the magic. So by having a vision, and I'm not talking just a vision statement, I'm talking about something that you can talk about that people can feel. It is critical. The other thing that I found, or that I find extremely valuable, and I've gotten so much feedback from people on being on purpose, is values. Another word for values is beliefs. What do you believe in? What do you believe about the work that you do? If you believe in integrity, that's an easy one, right? If you look up core business values, integrity will come up, honesty will come up, all these words will come up. But you know what? I'd take it a step further. I would describe, a line or two of what it means to you and how it relates to the business. I was reading a book recently called Turn the Ship Around. Great book about a Navy warship, a nuclear submarine that was like the worst in the fleet, that this captain completely turned it around to make it the best. And one of the most important things he talked about was this idea of having values, but not just writing down the word, but actually describing like an example of this value, what this value really means to the company, so the people can connect with it and understand what this value means to you. I've had people do this exercise, and I've never seen the same value have the same meaning. I've seen the word integrity, dozens and dozens of times, and it always means something different to somebody. So, exploring what your values are in the company, you don't need to have a ton of them. You can have 3 values or 5. It really is up to you. But exploring what your values are and what they mean in the company, and perhaps giving an example, is really powerful. And I'll tell you where it's powerful. It's powerful not only sharing with your existing team, it's powerful when you are sharing this during the interview. Imagine that. Imagine you're interviewing a therapist and you ask the therapist, would you like to hear about our vision, what we're about, what our values are? That person's going to go, sure. And then all of a sudden you start talking passionately about what this company means to you. Maybe the story of how you got started, where this company is going, why that's important, what this work means to you, what the values that you hold dear. that guide the behavior. If that person shares in that story and shares in that, you got yourself a great person, potentially. But if that person does not, then that person will politely say no. Well, both ones are fine. The ones that are not fine is when they don't really know what you're about. They sign on, and then like Kay, they leave, and you're not really sure what happened. Because you didn't draw a line in the sand that says, here's who we are. Here's what we believe. Here's where we're headed. And then, of course, you can put in, and here's how this position fits in, or how you fit in. So you're painting a picture. Very, very powerful. So that's number two.